Alright, what's going on, folks out there on the internet? Welcome to the video. We're going to be talking about some hot topic today, really how to start and open a laundry business, and just share with you some principles and concepts, bounce some ideas off you, some things that I found to work in my primary business just over the last 13 months here. And you're going to want to pay attention. You're going to want to know this stuff, because when it comes down to opening a laundry business, there's a lot of moving parts. It's not to say it's a business that doesn't work. There's a lot of successful, highly successful individuals who have built big-time laundry businesses. And from a business perspective, though, you got to look at it and ask yourself, are you looking at this because you just want to be your own boss and you want to get started in a simple business you know you can make money at? Or are you looking at this because you thoroughly enjoy the idea of operating your own laundry business, alright? Where you have your own storefront, where you have your own building, alright, that you've either rented out, you've leased, or you've bought, alright? And then from there, you got to deal with equipment, supplies, employees, alright, inventory. You got to deal with all these moving things, and it's just questions to ask, things you need to consider. And I figured while you're asking yourself these questions, instead of breaking down in super fine detail like every single moving part, instead of trying to overwhelm and confuse you in this video, if a laundromat business and dealing with all that overhead is something you want to learn how to do, drop me a comment down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can with more detail on how to do that. But if you're looking at this while you're asking yourself these questions because you just want to be in business for yourself, you want to be your own boss, alright, to do what you want when you want, the best lead I could give you here while you're asking yourself these questions is actually to start an online business. And my experience with this over the last 13 months was when I transitioned from traditional business, dealing with all that overhead, to an online business when I came across someone who's building a business online very strategically without doing anything technical, without being on the computer all day long. And because they weren't doing those things, making a high, multiple six, almost seven-figure income, traveling all the time, so they had time freedom and leverage and flexibility, I started to model what they're doing, and in a couple of weeks with their help was able to in turn myself create a full-time income business, working part-time on the internet with no previous experience. Alright, so those aren't average or typical results. I won't tell you the internet's the only way to go when it comes to building a business, but like I said, if you're looking at this because you want to start a business that you know you can make money at, that's simple, where you can create flexibility, be your own boss, do what you want, the internet is the best type of business and model you could tap into. Alright, the amount of leverage you can create where you don't have to have infrastructure of a traditional business just increases your profits tenfold. And I'm not comparing one to the other. Alright, like I said, a laundromat business is awesome, but if you want to create a highly profitable, lucrative business without having to get yourself in massive debt right up front, alright, where you're getting a building permit and you're either buying or leasing out building space for your laundry business, best type of business model to get into is an online internet business, by far, hands down. And there's a lot of different types of programs and businesses out there you could get started with. And I figured instead of leaving you at the door right there and just ending the video, I'd leave you one last tip, which is connect with someone. Connect with someone who's willing to connect with you, who's building a business online, who's willing to walk you through the steps of how to do this to get the results that you want without going through a big learning curve, without being on the computer all day long, because it's what I did, and if it worked for me, you know, it can definitely work for you. And if you do want to learn how to do this, if you're coachable and trainable, and you want to learn the skills to building a lucrative business on the internet, connect with me on my site, alright? If you want to learn the skills to doing this, just like in a traditional business, once you have the business set up, you have to learn how to get clientele, right? You have to learn how to build the business. Well, on the internet, if you want to learn the skill not just to build an online business, but to attract customers to you, alright? If you want to learn that skill to attract an endless amount of customers to you online, to your business as well, alright? Connect with me on my site. If you're coachable, trainable, like I said, I'll put a link down below. It's 123marketingtips.com. What you'll see when you go, there's a video from myself and my partner, as well as testimonials from people who I personally work with, and it's pretty cool stuff because it's average, ordinary people, most of them, I should say, who've never had any business experience, who are building online businesses and attracting people. Some of them are, you know, in traditional businesses off the internet, but they're learning the skills to attract people to their business from the internet, and they're making full-time and part-time incomes like $200 a day, $500 a day. It's pretty cool stuff. It's ridiculous. It's outrageous. It's not average. It's not typical. It's just to share with you what's possible. So I appreciate you. Been a pleasure. See you on the next one, and see you on the beaches of the world.